Gentlemen, welcome back to Danny Aaron's More. I'm gonna just do something a little bit different today. Alright, I want to do more like sit down videos. I'm currently driving to training, so I thought, hey, let's kill two birds with one stone. Do you know what I mean? I got the autopilot on, I ain't got to drive. I am driving, and I am looking at the road at all times, okay? So yeah, I thought today I would do a more sit-down video. I mean, I am quite literally sitting down. I have got, not on my phone because I don't use my phone while driving.
Oh, really?
But on a list of paper, I have got some talking points. Basically, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be speaking about how to become a successful YouTuber / streamer in 2024, which is this current year. Obviously, my credentials is I am one. I don't know, successful is a big word, all right, but I get it's my job, so I guess it's going all right. So I thought, hey, if this helps one person, fantastic. Look, I'm not claiming to be the best advisor ever. I'm not gonna I'm not the well, let me not compare myself to Andrew Tate. But do you know what I mean? I'm not like giving that level of advice. I just thought, hey, I'd click record on the camera, tell you my honest feeling, like my honest opinions or thoughts on how to become a YouTuber or streamer in the current age. And if it helps a few people, it helps a few people. So yeah, I've got a list. I'll speak about them one by one. And let's just get into it, lads. All right, so the most important thing for me, like I'm gonna get into like, you know, you gotta do this, you've gotta do that, like here's how to do blah blah. We'll get into that. But first and foremost, my biggest tip is to make the content about you. Now that might sound silly or whatever, that might be like, yeah, obviously, but you'll be surprised, especially in the gaming scene. Like obviously I came from EA Sports FC or FIFA, like, you know, the football game. You'll see a lot of people, and I won't name names because there's nothing wrong with it, but a lot of people will just make their whole content around that game. So I'm using, let's say, FIFA an example, but we can say about anything. Call of Duty, Fortnite is probably a massive one, where a lot of people will just make their whole content about the game, which, yeah, short term, I would actually say is better. Like short term, if you want to do that, cool. But if you want to be a successful YouTuber streamer, the audience have to like you. Do you know what I mean? So for example, like I'll use FIFA as an example just because it's close to home or whatever, right? And obviously I have experience in that. So for example, short term, if people are just there watching for FIFA, you'll get the guys at 6 p.m, which if you're watching, well, if you don't play FIFA, 6 p.m. is when the content drops, all right? So when the game releases stuff, people that will watch for the game, their viewers will bang, they'll be on 10, 20k viewers, or like say on YouTube, if you make content around 6 p.m. content, like this is what I used to do, so I'm speaking from experience. Like 3, 4 years ago, all my content was, oh my god, this new card just came out, is it good, blah blah blah, should you complete the SBC? That was all my content, and I was like, oh my god, this is sick, I'm getting views. Like, you know, obviously at the time I was getting like 3,000 views, and I'm like, oh my god, this is unbelievable. But they're not watching for you. So for example, like, yeah, this new SBC that comes out, this new player, they're just watching for the player, if that makes sense. They're not watching me in the top right corner speaking about it. They only care about the game. So my biggest tip, aside from everything else I'm going to speak about today, is make the content about you. And it's like you don't have to force that. For me, it was like, you know, when I was streaming, I just made sure to include my personality. That's literally, when I say make it about you, I'm not saying it has to be 100% you, never play a game. Nah, make gaming sick, gaming's cool, but just make sure the main focus is you. Make sure you're showing your personality, because that's one thing I wasn't doing at the start. You know, 3, 4 years ago, when I was doing these videos, oh, you know, new SBC come out, I wasn't showing my personality. I was only speaking about the SBC. I was only speaking about the game. So it gave no reason for people to stay watching or to even like consider subscribing or anything like that. So my number one tip, aside from everything, is make the content about you. Show your personality. You ain't got to force it. Like, obviously, if you're a little bit more upbeat, fantastic, but you ain't got to force it. There's a niche for everyone, which I guess is another thing. Find your niche. There's loads of niches. You ain't got to copy anyone. Just my niche was just being myself. Like, genuinely, that's the best advice, is just to be yourself.
Bonjour, you f***ing wank. Can you please retire from football so I can stop coming against you on FIFA? Much love, Prick.
Which will lead me on to my number one, like, rule, aside from being yourself or making the content about you, blah, 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 showing your personality. My number one rule, and this applies to everything in life, everything, is consistency, ladies and gentlemen. That is, you can apply it to anything in life. Whether you're, you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to learn a new language, you're trying to, anything in life, you're trying to make it on YouTube. Consistency is your best friend, all right? It's simple as that. And I've got some like tips on how to stay consistent, because hey, you're not all like, maybe at the start you're going to be consistent. It's something new, it's something motivating, you'd want to do it. But then, the numbers are low, I'm not getting views. It's hard to stay consistent, right? Which leads me on to my another big word, or I'm pulling out all the big words today. Sustainability. All right, ladies and gentlemen, sustainability, which basically means, like, lads, let's not try and make this sound smart, all right? It's a very basic thing. Just make sure it's sustainable. Ask yourself, hey, can I do this for a long period of time, all right? And how you do that is, for example, right, consistency doesn't mean like you have to upload every single day. Every single day you've got to upload. No, consistency is just being consistent. Whether that is literally uploading once a year, as long as you upload once a year, which is what you said you were going to do, you're consistent.
Now, obviously, I'm going to recommend you upload more than once a year.
I don't think there's any like, oh, you should upload this amount. I would say bare minimum, you should be wanting to upload at least once every 2 weeks. Obviously, streaming's different. I would say for a stream, at least once a week. If you want to be a streamer, at least once a week. But just make sure you're consistent. And that leads me on to like, well, let me keep speaking about sustainability. So when I say sustainability, yeah, it's all well and good saying, okay, cool. Let's just say, right, I'm going to stream 3 times a week, right? But if you're not enjoying what you're doing, you're not going to want to do it 3 times a week. Again, it's the same with anything in life. Like if you're forcing yourself for whatever reason to play football, are you really going to be playing football 3 times a week if you don't enjoy it? So basically what I'm trying to say is make sure you're streaming or recording, uploading, whatever words you want to use. Make sure you're doing something you enjoy. Don't just do something because it will get views. All right, I fell into that trap and it's boring. Your audience will know if you're enjoying it or not. And trust me, if they know you're enjoying it, they will likewise enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? Like if they see, oh, this streamer, this YouTuber, he looks like he's having fun. I am now having fun. That's just how the human brain works, all right? So if they see you do it like streaming a game you've never played before just because it's getting views and you're not enjoying it, they're gonna be like, oh, this guy doesn't really seem like he's having fun. I'm not having fun. I'm gonna click off. So a big part of sustainability is to do what you enjoy. And it's not necessarily always gonna get views. Like, right now, like, I get weird, well, not weird comments, but I get comments like when I stream, they're like, oh my god, how are you still playing this game? Like, what? Because, like, I would probably get more views. I've said this a lot on my streams. I would get more views if I go on this GTA roleplay thing. All the streamers are doing it right now. Shout out to them, they're killing it. This like GTA roleplay thing, and it's getting views. But I'm still just playing FIFA because I enjoy playing FIFA. As weird as it sounds, like I would rather stream FIFA to 1,000 people than GTA roleplay to 5,000 people. It's just for me, and it's not everyone. That may to you might sound, well, that's stupid. Surely you'd want to get more views. But for me, I just know I would be able to stream longer. I would be able to stream more frequently, playing FIFA, doing what I enjoy, not just what would get views. So yeah, I could get. It goes back to my whole point. I could get the cheap views and do something I don't enjoy. But then I would feel like if I'm not enjoying it, I won't show my personality, blah, blah, blah. Do you know what I mean? So it all leads into another. Basically, main point is just make sure you're doing what you enjoy. And if you enjoy it, the views will come. So that consistency is a big thing. Let me speak about, for me, this is the biggest one. Like, genuinely the biggest one. And I don't know how to word it. But let's say you're streaming, right? let's say you're streaming, a lot of people you'd see, and there's still people doing it to this day, right? They'd be like, okay, cool, I want to make it streaming, right? I want to be a big time streamer. Let's do it. Let's stream 8 hours a day. Every single day, let's stream 8 hours a day. It won't work. It won't work, and I'll tell you why. And to be honest, this is more for streaming, but again, it works on YouTube as well. Let's just use an example. Right, I really want to make it on YouTube, cool. And what they'll do is they'll upload every single day, but they're not getting the views. Why? Maybe not so much on YouTube. I think YouTube is a lot better with discoverability, but definitely on any streaming platform, I'm gonna assume Twitch is what you're looking at, but any streaming platform, whether that's Twitch, YouTube, Kick, Facebook, Meta they got, I don't know. People will think, okay, how I make it streaming is by streaming. And this is gonna sound weird, right? But no. The more you stream does not equal the more viewers, genuinely. So you'll see loads of people all the time streaming, getting like, okay, cool, let's start streaming, I'm gonna make it, and streaming 8 hours a day. But they don't realize all they're doing is streaming, and that's it. You need to post on other platforms. That is by far the best advice ever. Like literally ever. I don't know how to stress how important it is that, say for example, right, if you're streaming 8 hours a day, instead stream 5 hours a day, and then that extra 3 hours, use it by clipping up your stream. You'll see it all the time, right? There's so many examples. Like I could use myself as an example, but why use myself when there's more successful people? Think about people like Speed, people like Jinxie, people like Sketch. All of these, like, yes, they stream, they worked extremely hard, but honestly, like, think to yourself, when was the first time I saw Speed? When was the first time I saw Jinxie? The answer, 99% of you will say is, oh, I saw a clip on TikTok or something like that.
He's got a point.
Not like you know, what, maybe the 1% of you saw their stream first, but for me and millions of others, they saw a clip of them and said, oh wow. Or, you know, they see a lot of clips of them. Like, you know, remember Speed back in the day? He was every single post on TikTok. You couldn't get away from him. And it's just how the brain works. You see a clip, or you see a funny clip. It doesn't even have to be a funny clip, but you just see a clip, an interesting clip of a streamer, and you keep seeing it. And then eventually you're like, okay, I like this guy's content from what I've seen. Let me check out his stream. You know, so instead of, and 8 hours is an extreme example. Like, I've never streamed 8 hours in my life, but let's say, for example, instead of streaming like 4 hours a day, stream 3 hours, and then that extra hour, use it to clip your streams, you know, just find the best moments. Like, it doesn't have to be the funniest, but just the interesting moments from your stream. Clip them up, put them on TikTok, put them on Instagram Reels, put them on YouTube Shorts, put them everywhere. Literally, there is not a social media platform you should not be posting on if you're trying to be successful. Mate, back in the day, I was even posting on bloody Facebook where only my nan saw it. But just on the off chance, you never know how the internet works. Obviously, TikTok is the biggest one and it's the easiest one. Like, you could make a new TikTok tomorrow and get thousands of views. So like, if you're a streamer or a YouTuber or an aspiring one, you want to start it and you haven't thought about doing a TikTok, you have to do it. You literally have to do it. That is the biggest tip. It's how I blew up. Is I was grinding on YouTube, grinding streaming, and I was like, damn, numbers just ain't going up, man. I started posting clips on other social medias, and then all of a sudden, when I'm streaming, I get people in the chat going, oh, I came from TikTok, wanted to check out the full thing, or on YouTube, oh, I saw a clip of this video on YouTube. I saw a clip of this video on TikTok, had to watch the full thing. It's a cheat code, mate. It's a blimmin' cheat code, and it's so easy, especially now. All you have to do, like, trust me, everything I'm saying, you don't need editors, you don't need anything. You literally just need yourself and a little bit of time. Clipping is free, you can do it on Twitch. Just, you know, click the clip button, put it into an editing program. There's even websites now that do it, that even put like subtitles for you, everything. Everything is free. You don't need to pay for a software. You don't need to pay for a human being to edit it for you. There are so many resources now to use. There is no excuses, which I do have on my list, by the way, is don't make excuses. In terms of, I see a lot of people saying, oh, I really want to start streaming, but I ain't got a good enough PC, I ain't got a good enough camera.
I'm not having it. I'm sorry, it's 2024. I'm not having it.
Your PlayStation, your Xbox, they can all stream, okay? Yes, it's not the highest quality, but remember, all of these YouTubers, all of these streamers, check their first streams. Do you think their first ever streams was on HD cameras and all of this? No. Okay, so yeah, if you've got an Xbox, if you've got a PlayStation, if you've got a cheap PC, you can stream. If you've got a phone, you can record, all right? You don't need a fancy £5,000 camera. This phone will be better quality than the majority of cameras out there, all right? There is absolutely no excuses, okay? Lads, I think I've covered quite a bit. I didn't want to like make this a long video because it doesn't need to be. Look, I could sit here and ramble all night, all day, make an hour-long video. It doesn't need to be, all right? The basics of it is stay consistent, and you do that by doing what you enjoy, right? Make the content about you, show your personality, and post on other platforms. It sounds simple, but it honestly genuinely is. Yes, don't get me wrong, there is an element of luck to it. Everyone you see that is now a YouTuber or a streamer, they got lucky, myself included. We got lucky, but you don't get lucky by chance. I don't know how to explain it. Basically, you're gonna, right, if you just stay consistent, uploading however many or whatever, keep streaming, keep uploading, you will eventually get lucky. Like, I'm a firm believer of that. One video will just go viral. Like, one TikTok that you post will get 1 million views. And from there, you just never stop. Literally, you just never stop. When you get that chance, you take it with open hands and you go for it, all right? No matter what. Like, lads, think about TikTok. Think about how many, like, videos you see just go stupidly viral. And that will be you if you just keep going. You keep posting, you keep making quality content. One day, one of them will just go viral, and from that point on, you just have to go for it, to be honest with you. That's my advice. Hopefully this helped. Lads, I want to do more like sit down videos like this. I mean, I'm in my car a lot, I'm not gonna lie. If you guys, you know, some of you guys will know, I'm in my car a lot, and it's normally just motorway driving like this, so I don't even really have to concentrate that much. I will, you know, be careful here because I'm not trying to get my insurance taken away, but yeah, for the most part, I'm just sat in my car listening to music. So if you guys want me to do more sit down videos like this, I would absolutely love to. I just don't really know what, to be honest with you. So let me know in the comments down below what other like sit down videos like this you would like to see. And lads, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, by the way, that I may have not answered, just put them in the comments down below and I will respond to them when I can. Okay, so thanks for watching, everybody. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys again soon. Peace.